Yeah, we'll have head coach Jeff Monken here. Charles, you can start us off.
Good day, Coach.
Hi, Charles.
How you doing, sir? You're approximately 18 days away from your season opener. Simple question. Well, it may not be simple, but what gets you most excited about that first game, but also what also worries you as well?
What excites me is the fact that we still have 18 days left because we aren't even close to being ready. And what concerns me is that 18 days from now, we may still not be ready. The way we practiced the last couple of days, I feel like we got to practice a lot better if we're going to be ready to play a great Coastal Carolina team.
Very well. This may be a segue into my next and final question. Are you currently at the stage that you have an idea who your three deep will be, and particularly for the traveling team, mentioned Coastal Carolina, especially given the fact that again, your first game is on the road, and if not, when will you have a better feel or an idea of what your three deep will be?
I think we got a pretty good idea right now of who our travel squad is going to be. I think there's going to be a couple of positions that the depth may shake out: offensive line, tight end, the D line, and how those guys are going to kind of unfold in terms of who the starters are, who the second and third string guys are. I think the starters at most positions are starting to really take shape, and I think we feel like we know who those guys are going to be. It's just who's going to be their backups and who's going to be the guys that are going to be the thirds so that they can play on special teams and add that depth. So we're probably practicing with I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 more guys on each side of the ball than will probably travel. So I mean, we're pretty close.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Charles.
We'll go to Ken McMillan.
Hi, Jeff. I heard what you just said, but is this pretty typical at this stage of camp?
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, some camps, maybe in practice 10 and 11, I've felt better. Probably some camps I've felt a lot worse. So I don't know. I know how I feel now. I wish we practiced better the last couple of days. Fundamentals and assignments are the biggest frustrations right now. Not effort. The guys are working hard and trying hard and playing physical. We got a ways to go with assignments and fundamentals.
Yeah. I was just asking Brent this a few minutes ago, just a general football question. Talk about putting the pieces together on offense, because, the line may be doing its great job, but then you're having trouble with the handoffs, or the quarterback's struggling with the running backs, and then you get the blocking downfield. Tell me about piecing together all the elements at the right time. How is this a Herculean task?
No, it's not Herculean. Everybody's got a job to do. Everybody's got an assignment. The assignments are all designed so that all 11 guys work together. And if everybody plays their assignment and then plays with the fundamentals that are necessary to complete the task, that are unique to their position, the skill sets they need, the things they're taught by their coaches, then it all comes together. And that's what makes football, I think, such a unique sport. There are so many different skill sets out there that are necessary to play one snap of football on offense or on defense. And so each of those guys has to do their job. And when they do that, then it all comes together. And when we don't do that well at one position, it can wreck the whole train. So it starts up front. If those guys up front are doing their job and they're blocking well, then we're going to play good on offense.
Mm-hmm. Ultimately, does it come down to timing or technique? Most important, you think?
Technique.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the technique. It's just part of it.
Anybody standing out after these first dozen or so days that maybe be unexpected or surprising, making you pretty happy?
Surprising.
Yeah, someone who maybe jumped into maybe a number 1 role at this stage, or has jumped into a number 2 role that maybe he's earlier than we thought.
I don't know that there's any surprises in the 1s and 2s. There's a few of the freshmen that we feel like have a chance to contribute this fall. or at least as we're leading up to the first game, there's probably some guys right now that are on the scout team. As we did trade scouts starting yesterday, where we got a dedicated group of guys that are going to try to simulate as best we can what Coastal Carolina is going to do on offense and defense. But some of those rookie guys are still practicing in a white or black jersey, and we see some potential for them early in the year. So that's kind of nice to see those guys showing up. None of them are into the too deep yet. They just are guys that caught our eye during the first couple of weeks of camp.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
We'll go to Ken Kreitzer.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. Ken Kreitzer, Cam Vets Media. Last week, you talked a little bit about the inside linebacker area and also the defensive line, just the whole area of run stopping. How do you feel that part of the team is coming along?
We got some experienced guys in that group, and we got some guys that are probably going to be starting for the first time, particularly at the linebacker position. Losing Nolan Cockrell, we're going to have a new nose guard. I'm not exactly sure who that's going to be, but Isaiah Felici had a good camp. He's a little nicked up in that scrimmage on Saturday, so he didn't practice the last couple of days, but we expect to see him back pretty soon. Tyler Komorowski, some guys that are slugging it out there to take that important position over for Nolan Cockrell. And then inside linebacker, I think there's some great competition there with Calvin Crummy, Peyton Hampton, Leo Lowen. There's a group of guys in there that I think Spencer Jones, all those guys that are kind of battling it out to see who's going to be the guys that'll be the starters and take the first snaps at least.
Very good. Just you have a scrimmage scheduled for Saturday, probably the last big one before your opener. What are you going to be working on balance of the weekend and on that scrimmage?
Oh, that'll be a scrimmage really dedicated to try to give us an early preparation for Coastal Carolina. We'll work a lot of special teams and it'll be a scouted scrimmage. There may be some situations where we go offense against defense, the travel squad against the travel squad, but probably very little of that. And then we'll have a scrimmage at the end with the young guys, so that the guys that are playing on the scout team can continue to execute our offense and defense and keep that fresh in their minds. So we'll get a lot of work with everybody.
Hey, we talked to Markel Broughton a little bit about how he watches film to prepare for an opponent. He said he watches film between classes sometimes. At what point do you have the players start looking at film to prepare for your opener?
Last January.
Anything in particular tell them to watch?
The coaches give them some guidance on what they can watch, and they usually ask the coaches, "Hey, if I'm watching film, what games would you have me watch, and what particular things can I be looking at?" And so the coaches kind of help them, but we can't we can't have the extensive film sessions like we have during the season, but the NCAA does permit us to watch film with those guys in the off season for a couple hours a week, so we take advantage of that. And I think each guy at his position probably watches more intently the guys that he's going to square off against and see if he can get some keys and maybe just study those particular players and be more prepared.